My husband thinks I cheated with my best friend, so he got with his husband in return?
Whoa!
A little bit of context. I have been with my partner for just under 6 months. It's going well, despite some clashes in expectations and pushing of boundaries. Mostly, we figured things out. The main issue for him is my best friend. By the way, this comes from Alert Media 5684, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. I've grown up with this friend. We are both attracted to the same gender, males, and went through experience together. We have slept together in the past, but it all ended when he found his husband, though we're still incredibly close. They are polyamorous, but have an agreement that they talk about whom they will bring into the relationship before it happens. And it works well for them. They've been together 8 years, married 5. As far as I'm aware, this is the first instance of something like this happening. I truly don't know what to do. My best friend is devastated, and so am I. Me and my partner are not in a throuple or poly situation, as he is quite jealous and has freely admitted as much. I found out they'd slept together through a mutual friend. When I asked, they both admitted to it, but asked me to keep it from my best friend, telling me they would tell him in their own time. I gave them the grace of 24 hours. In which time nothing has been said. I've told my best friend because I feel he needs to know, and he is rightly devastated. When asked why this happened to begin with, my partner replied that it was in retaliation for the fact that I've clearly been sleeping with my best friend. Again, we haven't slept together since he got with his now husband, and though we used to be quite touchy with each other, hugging, etc., we've stopped that too, as I always felt wrong doing it in front of his partner. I have requested my partner go back to his own apartment, as I need time to think, and all he's done is yell at me for telling my best friend. I don't know if I did the right thing, but it felt wrong to hide it. You absolutely did the right thing. Am I the a-hole, Reddit? And there is an update. I have spoken with both my now ex and my best friend's partner this morning. He called me. Both conversations were not good. And the long and the short of it is that this has been going on for months behind me and my best friend's backs. And neither are apologetic for it, especially as my now ex seems convinced I cheated on him with my best friend. They are both acting as though it was something we should have inevitably foreseen. Thank you to those of you who offered your kind words yesterday. I was a bit nervous about posting on here, but I'm glad to have gotten some outsider perspective. I am still trying to wrap my head around everything, but I think this is the right choice for me. I know it's only been less than a few hours, but the revelation that this has been a continual thing has really broken any semblance of trust I may have had in my ex. For anyone wondering, I think that the best friend is going to be planning for a divorce. We haven't talked too much since last night, but I know there's been a lot of yelling and angry words between him and his husband, and he's very upset. I'm trying to give them their space to work things out to whatever conclusion they so choose. And there is a second update, a final and strange update for anyone still interested. I think this will be the final update. I hope so, as I am done with this crap show. Please forgive my language. This evening, I was asked if I would meet with my best friend for a dinner they offered to cook. I agreed, thinking perhaps they were struggling with everything that's happened and needed the support. And honestly, it would have been really nice to just talk to them and take a breather from all of the madness. I couldn't have been more wrong. When I got there, both my best friend's partner, who last I heard was soon to be their ex, and they'd made no mention of them being there this eve, but I shrugged that off as much as I could, and my ex-partner were there too. What followed was the strangest conversation I've ever been witness to. I say that because I wasn't really given too much of a chance to respond until they finished. My best friend told me quite calmly that they had all decided that what is best for them is that he and his husband are going to try and salvage the relationship and marriage because they've worked well together so far, and this is a minor setback. His words. Then came the kicker. Apparently his husband cannot live without my ex. So they've decided to become a throuple. He's the missing piece in their lives, etc., etc., and now they feel complete, and they hope that I'll understand and still want my company.
And the thing is, they can do this and have it be their like little, sick twisted trio or whatever, but then like the vibe to be like, let's get OP to be okay with this is absurd.
Let's absolve our guilt that we feel for this situation by just like blindsiding OP with this crazy meeting.
Yeah.
When he's expecting that he's coming to come comfort a friend.
Yeah.
I, as calmly as I could, asked my ex if he was sure this was what he wants. And he began shouting at me, accusing me of never trying to understand him, etc. My best friend's husband then said that they've all talked and that if I wanted to join them, then I was welcome to.
God.
I'm quite proud of myself myself, I really wanted to swear very loudly and make some choice words. But I just said that I wished them the best, but I didn't think that would be a good idea, and then I left. Apart from one very teary-sounding voicemail an hour ago from my ex-best friend asking me to understand, appreciate, respect, and reconsider, I haven't heard from any of them, and nor have I responded to the voicemail. I think it's time for me to embrace being single for a while. Thank you again to everyone who's commented and offered advice. I've really appreciated all the kindness. I was a little hasty in calling my last update the final update, but there we have it. Just to keep those of you interested on board and to get your thoughts, I've been thinking through everything, and I did reach out to my best friend. I hope that you're only reaching out to be like, dude, what's going on with you? Why are you putting up with this? I'm worried about him, and I want to be certain that when this is all put to rest one way or another, especially as he left me multiple voicemails last night asking me to get in contact. Anyhow, I shot him a text today explaining that though my position in the entire thing hasn't changed, we've been friends for a long time, and I am concerned about him in this whole thing. I'm here if he needs to talk. I received a FaceTime call from him almost instantly after, and he was a wreck. Upset and shaking. He said he'd been asked to move into the spare bedroom while my ex and his husband celebrated, and that he's barely seen either of them since. He was in a worse state than I've seen him in a very long time, which is saying a lot. I've told him I'm happy to pay for him to see a therapist for 3 sessions. Can't afford more as therapists are expensive. And I have recommended him a few different people that my own had recommended to me. He broke down and told me that he'd only agreed to everything because otherwise his husband threatened divorce, and they've worked too hard on their marriage to quit now.
Sunk cost
Fallacy, exactly. I don't know where we'll go from here or what to do, really, except that I'm very tired. Thank you again to everyone who's commented and offered support and understanding. This community is lovely.
Okay, update 4 is going to be like, update number 4, we actually are all getting married next September.
That would make me
and we've adopted
bonkers.
13 children together.
This would make me bonkers. My best friend has agreed to move into a nearby flat as temp accommodation until he sorts things out. Good. I had offered my guest room, but he's correctly said that we will both need our own space, and he doesn't want to put me out. So for the meantime, this is a good solution. It at least gets him away from his husband and my ex. He's moved in as of early this morning. Regarding those two, I had a very angry call from the husband this morning demanding I keep my nose out of his situationship.
Well, he's about to hook up with the guy moving into his house.
Maybe.
That's going to happen.
And then I would respond, you should have kept your nose out of my relationship, my marriage, actually. But you didn't. So shut up. I don't care
at
about
this
you.
point, I think my go-to move would be like just confusion. Like I would send a GIF that had like nothing to do with anything. Like I would just confuse.
Discombobulate.
And I told him I wasn't willing to talk to him until he could please stop yelling quite so loudly. And then he slammed the phone down. I haven't heard from my ex, though I am half tempted to check he's all right. I don't want him to be a victim in all of this, even if he started as an instigator, but so far haven't. I want you guys to start listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left of the story. Real quick, I understand the desire to check in to an ex and be like, oh, I just want to make sure they're doing okay. I just want to make sure, everything's fine with them. This person betrayed you. This person cheated on you.
And like tripled down on it.
Yeah,
like,
tripled down, yelled at you.
Doubled down, tripled down.
It's you do not owe him anything, nor would it help you or him for you to get involved in this. But there's a little bit left. For those curious and asking, thankfully my ex and I weren't married. There seems to be some confusion there. And I own my own home, so there shouldn't be any legalities needed, at least on my side of things. I am talking to my therapist. We had a session yesterday, and I've been invited to text if I absolutely need to. My best friend hasn't yet acted on the offer of a therapist, but I hope he will soon. I am trying not to be pushy and give him space. I think our friendship will be all right. It just might be a little rocky for a while, and in all honesty, I need space as much as he does. Feeling a little less hairy than I was at the start of the weekend, and thank you again for all the kind and supportive comments. I'm sorry I couldn't reply to you all individually, but I've read through everyone and been very grateful for them. I will update if anything further happens, but I'm hoping we are nearing the end of all of this. And that is the end of that story.
That is the end.
So hopefully everything's going to work out. Don't reach out to your ex, though.
Yeah, it's time to be done with that. Let them have that situation. It's theirs now.